We're going to get started in about 3 minutes. We'll give more people a little bit more time to get in here. Are we live, Malcolm? Is it working? Cool, awesome. Yeah. I always forget to introduce myself, so I got.
Do you know down there?
I do.
What?
Okay. All right, we'll get started here. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Phil Morris. I'm the village administrator here in town in the village of Shelby. I have a few thank yous that I want to get out there, much deserved thank yous. First of all, the ladder for allowing us to use this facility at no cost. So very much a lot of thanks to the ladder. Charles, thank you for your help back there. If we could give them a round of applause, that would be great. And then a big thank you over here to Malcolm. Malcolm we're live streaming this, so everybody online, hello. We're live streaming this. It will also then be recorded on YouTube as well. It's recorded on YouTube as we speak, and it'll be a lot. People can watch the recording as soon as it's done uploading. So, welcome to everybody online and everybody that's here. Glad that you're here. I would like to introduce to you our village council members that are here tonight. If you could maybe raise your hand as I say your name, I'd like to introduce you. So we got Kurt Trott over there. We got Mike Turner over here. We have Steve Crothers over here. We have Crystal Highcoop right here. And we have John Sutton right here. I think that and John is our village president. So, did I miss anybody? All right. So thanks for your efforts, village council members, and your support in the village. You're doing great work. And then I want to introduce our committee members. So kind of the story behind this, the really quick story is we started less than 1 year. We met in this room. And that kicked off this vision and implementation team. And there's members on that team here, but also on other teams here as well. I know Tiffany and Kim are back there. They're part of our events team. And Steve is on that as well. But anyway, it started with just vision. Hey, what do we want Shelby to look like? Who's going to be a part of this? Let's go. And we got people in place that want to make this happen. And kind of where we're at right now is there's a lot going on and a lot to do yet. But this is where we're at as far as downtown. Downtown was the emphasis on a lot of this. And this is the renderings that our vision, our aesthetics team has come up with, our aesthetics and downtown beautification team. And tonight's the public hearing on that. We want to hear your input. What are we missing? What's something that should be included? It's not. What's something that's included that maybe shouldn't be, that we can consider as a committee? And then move forward from there. The goal is to have this done in 2026. That's what the hope is. And we feel confident that that can happen. Committee members are Paul Inglis right here, former village president, former county administrator, on many boards and committees over the years. So he knows the village of Shelby, he knows the county of Oceana. And so
It just means I'm really old.
And then we have Andy Carter over here. He owns the Brown Bear, and it's, one of those staple places that people drive 2 hours away to go to the Brown Bear. And that's Andy's baby right there. And then we have John Foss. He's not here tonight. He got tied up in Grand Haven. But he's the hospital director here in Shelby. And then Richard Raffaelli. He works for the township. He's on the township board. He also works for Peterson Farms. He slices apples, as he says, for Peterson Farms, and many other activities as well. And Chris Wink has joined the group as well, but he's not here tonight. So, yeah, thanks you guys for your efforts. It's been, hey, let's go. That's what we've been doing, and let's go, and we're here. Just a couple little notes, little tidbits. Please subscribe to any Village Communications. Go on shelbyvillage.com, and then you can subscribe there to your preferences, because I want to keep you informed. That's a huge, important goal of mine, is to make sure people know what's happening in the village, and nobody feels like they're in the dark. And then if you want to volunteer, let me know. We'd love to use your services. If you probably have something that, a skill, a gift that we need, and so we want to tap into that and connect you. And then lastly, before we actually get talking about the renderings, we have these partnership forms over on the table over there. Please don't take these because it has the wrong email address for me. We looked at that 3 or 4 times and missed it. But anyway, so they're over on the table over there. But if you'd like to partner in this, making this happen, this vision happen, it will be matched dollar for dollar. It's a private donor that wants to make this happen. They have a passion for Shelby, and they want to see Shelby thrive. And so they will match dollar for dollar. So if you want to be a part of that, fill this out and get that back to me. Or if you have any questions, you can talk to any of the guys up here or myself as well. So enough of me talking. Did I miss anything? All right. Okay, guys. So Richard, I'm going to invite you to come on up. He's the co-chair with Andy.
Sit there.
And he's gonna lead this, and these guys are gonna chime in where they like as well. So, Richard, take it away.
As you can see behind us, part of this is, redoing the sidewalks, redoing the streets, a little bit more friendlier look to the downtown, more inviting. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at any of the things previously that I think they were on the village site. But the enhancement, stamped sidewalks, you can see that we've got, crosswalks in there, archway at each end, like that. Areas for people to congregate and just enjoy the downtown. These things, having a vibrant downtown is important for the community. Something that everybody can be proud of. And, it's over. A lot of people in Blue Guys often think these things are overly for us here in this community.
Hey, just for people online to be able to hear, if you could put that up there as
Sure.
best as you can, that'd be great.
We work here, live here. I have owned the bar since 1994. I went to school here. My life is invested here. My family is here. Improving downtown it's the right time to do it. We have a beautiful township park that, great things are going on there. We've made huge improvements. Kenny Park is absolutely beautiful. My family, we even had a gender reveal for my daughter, who is expecting our next grandchild there. It's a beautiful place. We have a lot of great things going on, and I think right now this is the next logical step. I don't know if you want to flip through. One of the things also is we have, more handicap parking, downtown. The crosswalks, they're gonna be handicap accessible, which that's not necessarily the case right now. Middle of the street, so you're not having to, get up and over that sidewalk. Enhancements to the pocket park that are gonna be made. Trees, I mean, just an all-around beautiful downtown. Like I said, I think we're overdue in having this done. I mean, with everything that is going on, we have more housing that are brand new. Those are doing well. They're selling. People are moving to this area. And I think with all the things that we're doing, we're going to give them more reason to keep coming.
Can we do some technical specs?
What do you mean technical specs?
I don't think it's on.
Yeah, it is on. Well, I'll turn you up.
652 perennials, 86 trees. The trees are unique trees where there's no fruit on the trees. We don't want fruit on our trees. And it's deep, long roots versus roots that expand out. So they're specifically made for, and the system that they sit in captures all the water, so they don't need watering. Budding watering when you plant, and that's just life. But after about, they say, 2 months, they're settled and don't need any more watering period. Lots of meeting spaces for those current and some of the technical guys. The sand concrete walkways where you put the crosswalks. The color is mixed in with the concrete. So if the plow clips it, it doesn't look white. You don't see the exposed concrete. It's all and ugly. So, and then we're bringing up the level of notice there's 3 or 4 stores that have ramps to them to make them accessible. We're bringing up the grade to make all the stores accessible. I don't know if that's working.
Yeah, I might need that battery.
Microphone testing. There you go. All right. Yeah, but the online people that probably couldn't hear. So we're bringing up the grade to make every store for the ramps to go away, essentially. Lights, LED lights, double lights, and then power bars in each of the lights so you can hang different Christmas lights at Christmas. And yes, we say Christmas in the township, so I hope everyone's good with that, as I am. And then any type of flags you can hang off the lights for different occasions. And then there'll be a system where you can hang banners on the Welcome to Shelby sign. So if there's a festival, the Chainsaw Festival, formerly known as the Chainsaw Festival, a carving, whatever it is,
It's gonna be cool.
you can hang banners. The fruit festival for the township, you can hang the banners there. There's been a lot of Facebook comments about the design. So no, we're not painting all the facades of the buildings gray. We're not killing all the windows and papering all the windows. That's just the designer, and he wanted to make the outside neutral to sort of let the design stand for itself. We're not doing anything with the facade program. There's another group working on a facade program for a grant. A private donor is supposed to put up some money for grant for facades, but this group, I keep reminding you, Phil, we're only doing this. We're not doing anything else. Where we finished the design stage, there are some changes. Stay there, Phil. If you look at where that child is, crossing the street, what came from Facebook, which was really good feedback, that those pillars are too high, so cars going by may not see a child. So the new design has a lower base and the actual archway further into the ground from a construction perspective. So, and then the other thing that came from Facebook was, anyone ever seen those solar flashing pedestrian lights in Florida? They have them everywhere in Florida. Is putting a couple of these along Main Street as well. So that was good feedback from people on Facebook. And I think as the King of the Brown Bear said, it's fully accessible. So that's important. And the other thing that was important to the group was meeting spaces. There's little pockets of meeting spaces where we can go back to the way we used to go in the village 50 years ago, which is sit and meet and talk, and someone goes to the bank and then they go to Deb's Cafe and get a coffee and sit down outside at Deb's Cafe in the courtyard and have a coffee with their friends and things like that. Try to bring back those old-time values, but still lifting up the village. So I think we as a group would be, do you want to say something more?
Well, I thought maybe we just have to
We've
refer
got
to
the
the
minutes for every meeting we had.
I thought we're gonna have to refer to the minutes or what some of the work we've done. Main thing I want to talk about is give you a little historical background. These folks, they gave you a really good overview of what this plan is about. I grew up in Shelby, 79 years old. Hit that magic number the day before Thanksgiving, and I hope to live to be another 79 years to see how things play out. But I remember my dad. My dad was not a progressive by any means. And he's been dead 36 years, okay? Coming through town at night, we'd come back from wherever when I was a kid. And we're talking 50 years ago, maybe. He'd say, oh, here we are, we're back at Deadville. And I don't know how many of you folks have heard that expression about Shelby in the past. And it really was kind of, at that time, we kind of chuckled about it. And then I'd hear it from outsiders. Then it became more serious. Even folks that that I know that, have retired from here, and that don't live in Shelby, oh man, I'm sure glad to leave that funky little town, or what. We don't compare to Hart or Pentwater. And it actually became a personal thing for me. And I thought, as I ran for council 10, 11 years ago, as those of you who know me pretty well know, that was one of my, and Phil mentions it every time we have some kind of event, that was one of my primary reasons for running for office of village president, was to try to be a part of that action toward improving the appearance of downtown Shelby. Not only make it appear better, but be more functional, be more of a community that we can be all can be proud of. Now I'm not on Facebook, so I didn't see any of the comments. My wife reads the negative stuff, so I did hear a couple of negative comments, which was good. It was minimal. And I'm glad that everyone here, and I assume everyone here, is because you're in a positive mood and you're in a positive mode, and then you want to see this town develop. I remember one time somebody made a comment about Shelby Acres. Oh, that's we got another ghetto where we're going to be built. And I thought, I don't like hearing that about Shelby, because I think there's a lot of individuals, that a lot of them I don't even know now, that have been very active in trying to make this project go. And I look and I see some of you recognize a lot of you, and you're shaking your heads, and it's good to see that. But that's my main reason for not only running for village council when I did, is for serving on this committee. I didn't do a whole lot of work. We had, I don't know how many committees, Richard, right there, about 3 or 4 different committees. Every one of those persons on every one of those committees had a vision. And the vision was a positive vision for Shelby. And that's what you see here. Yeah, sure, things need to be tweaked, as Richard explained, for various reasons. But we want to move forward. We know the funds are going to be there. And the final thing I have to say is, I am not the donor. Thank you for your attention.
So we look for your feedback. So feedback is, hate it, redo it. It's medium, want to redo it, change this, tweak this, or don't do anything. I mean, we really want to hear everyone's voice.
on the design. It's been out there for a little bit. I'm hoping some of you have seen it.
So here's a microphone we can hand around. It does work. It does work. Oh, there we go. It just wasn't on.
How are we going to build sidewalks if you don't have The one thing I didn't say is we're going to change the water service lines. All the water runs underneath the sidewalks, and they're all going to get changed while we rip out the sidewalks. It's the time to do it. No changing of the gas and the electrical, which runs at the back of each building, believe it or not. So it's just water that runs through the front. Sewage runs through the back of the buildings as well.
I'll add to.
Did I get that right, Kurt? No. Well, this is coming from the DPW supervisor, the current one. Okay, I believe you before I believe. Okay. So I guess there's gas running through there as well.
So just a couple things that weren't hit on. We are going to put electrical outlets in strategic places so that there's plenty of power. We're going to, kind of hide them though. They'll be behind bushes or whatever, so that when things happen downtown, the festival.
No, they're going to be in the light bulbs.
Well, that too, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the light bulbs.
I thought they were.
Down below and up top.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess maybe that changed from last time. All right. But yeah,
Cheap
they're going to
people
be.
put them on the light bulbs.
Okay, and then we're gonna put up the light bulbs, I was gonna add that part. So there'll be circuits that are on all the time and circuits that come on when it's dark, from what I understand, does that change?
We'll be able to control all the circuits, so people can't just take power.
Right, but it's gonna be, that's gonna be better, I think, than what we have right now as far as powering, the way it gets powered now, so. Yeah, what comments, questions, thoughts? Got the microphone right here.
I don't need the microphone.
Well, people online might want to hear you.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Looking at the design here, and being winter time now, are they gonna plow these streets and get their parking area clean?
It's a great question. Same way they plowed New Era today. So one of the great models of this was around New Era's model, and they have bump outs. We took an additional bump out in the side and the middle out in the original design for that very reason. We weren't going to get snow in a tight turning radius. So New Era does it today. We went to New Era Council. We went to the guy that does the majority of the snow blowing in New Era, which is Scott Myers, and said, "Here's the design, Scotty. What do you think? You shoveled the majority of the snow there in this tractor." And he said, "Yeah, you've got to take out this bump out," and the committee took out that bump out, the additional bump out. So
And we also roll the curves in
and
certain areas.
then the fences come down in the winter in some of the communal areas in the corners, so snow can be built up around there.
Another thing are the trees. Are you gonna do something to protect them from when they salt?
I haven't thought about that, but that's a great idea.
Because a lot of times you notice the trees that they're dying.
The question was about salt and the trees getting on the salt getting on the trees.
Good question.
And the main reason I'm handing this out is so that people online can hear you.
So is that the Rotary Club standing up and saying they're going to make a donation? Just checking.
Actually, as a village council member,
Yes, sir.
we did a similar thing 20, 25 years ago. And we've got stamped concrete, we got trees. We lost one. And the reason that we lost it is somebody hit it. Just a comment, it's minor, but it can be serious, is that your stamped concrete is gonna need to be recorded every 3 or 4 years. And by all means, use the sharps. We didn't do it the first year. We almost had a major lawsuit because it gets like ice. You can just put a glaze on it, with more roughness to it. We had a lady go down and she could have been hurt very badly.
Got it. So what we've learned from New Era, and thank you for being the person or the group that built it here, Daytot in New Era, we're using a much shallower stamp than what you guys are using, which increased the coating requirement an additional 2 more years than yours. So thank you for that. And we're going gray to give us sort of our identity, or of a grayish color.
And Richard is going to recoat it every 4 years. He volunteered to do that.
Phil's gonna and Phil's gonna protect the trees from salt.
Anybody else?
The supreme plan that, the facade is that could be right after, because you're gonna have this really nice, it's like a mall, the same buildings. Pretty bad shape. As a business owner here in town, as these things are going on, because personally, I own 2 buildings here downtown. I mean, if we as business owners aren't going to also put our best foot forward, I mean, it kind of defeats what we're doing. And I mean, my building needs improvements, and I mean, these are things that we are, my wife and I are focusing on also, because we're making an investment also in this community. Like I said, my wife and I have owned a bar for 31 years. These things are long overdue. I think other businesses, as this is happening, I believe they're right along with it. And correct me if I'm wrong, Richard, but I believe we also have some facade grants that are going to be available for other businesses to use, and really help uplift downtown and how it looks, so that people are excited to come into town.
We did that, and we've already had 5 projects. They were implemented while I was still.
So, Village Council approved 5 projects that got facades, but let's look at the ones that have been done. Wickstra redid. I think part of that is the hairdressing place. Pizza Factory redid. The Village Hall redid. Township, I want to just say that the township was the first to redo, with no grant dollars. And then, who else, John? We'll talk about Bile, Wickstra. There is a developer currently looking at a couple of buildings that may be torn down and rebuilt to something else. So there's a couple of buildings that just need to go because they're not, it makes it prohibitive given some of the materials they were built with to rehab them.
The building next to the ground there, that entire facade, bottom.
Yeah, that was one that was done.
The roof
Yeah.
was redone.
And then-
Unfortunately, that young man ran out of money because he wasn't able to pursue his business.
And that's a beautiful old building. It was an old printing press. I think Diogen Harold.
They have made great strides in the appearance of that building.
So the businesses are doing their part, slowly but surely, but the king of the brown bear, that's what I call him, is correct. As we start redoing the downtown, some other businesses are going to jump on, and then Phil's going to roll out the grant process. Hope that answered your question.
There's a question online. I want to, remind people online. You could also, where the camera is, you could ask questions online as well. It says this looks like a very inviting plan for people to congregate, socialize, etc. But are there any corollary plans to attract more people to downtown area so this gets well used?
Go ahead and answer that question.
Well, that's kind of where I come in and our, just our support team, our events team. A couple members are sitting right here. We're looking for ways to get people to come more downtown. So events, we're looking at a new festival. I won't get any more detailed than that right now. We don't want to hold anybody to anything, but we did the Chainsaw Carving Festival last year. It was a wild success. We're going to build on that this year. I agree, like, a festival's great, it brings people to town 2 days out of the year though. So we want to find ways to bring people more than just 2 days out of the year. So that's where, like I said, Card Prize is more like a 2 month, 2.5, 3 month time where people will be coming into town. So it's going to be a team effort in getting events and reasons for people to come downtown.
And added to that, it's awesome if we can bring new people to town, but
Can you identify yourself and just let people know?
Oh, sorry, Crystal Hagman.
You're in the village council.
It's wonderful that, I mean, you asked me the first one to bring new people to town. This is gonna be amazing for people who already live in this town. We have this beautiful new home development that's filling up. We have other areas filling up. We have the apartments over here that are filling up. I mean, this, yes, of course, amazing for when we have our things here and people are coming from out of town. But how great would it be to sit down here on a weekend and go get your coffee and sit out with your actual neighbors and people that you see every day and people that you get to communicate with on a daily basis and have these conversations that right now we don't really have a huge space for. So, I mean, as amazing as it is to bring new people to town, the people who are already here will be able to really enjoy this space and a lot of the things.
Real quick. Mr. Gordon?
Yeah.
Amy, I've been on the Oceanic Hispanic Center board now since 2017, and one of the things that we've recognized over that period of time is the need to recognize the contribution to our Hispanic friends and neighbors. And one of the things that we have talked about, we're actually looking for an opportunity to have some kind of, call it a festival, event, whatever, where we can pay tribute to those folks who contribute, participate in our community. Recognition, and I tell you, I have people that are ready, willing, and they're ready to go tomorrow if we said, we want a festival or we want an event here in Shelby. So that's something I know can happen very easily.
Gentlemen, that's a question. Right, the facade. Sorry, I didn't mean to spot you were raising your hand. Anybody?
I have some additions to attracting people. So just today, there's a proposal out there. I don't know if it's going to fly, but we're going to have public hearings to get input from the village residents and the township residents. But just today, we received notification that we picked up an additional $500,000 from the DNR grant to build an outdoor swimming pool. So we have $1.8 million put aside for that project. Doesn't mean it's going to fly. So we still have a redesign to do, and we probably have about 4 or 5 public hearings because the community's kind of divided, right? So, and the township is putting this together, but the township is also resolute, let the people speak for the process. So if the people don't want it, we're not going to build it. So that's important to us. But, you know, things like festivals, any type of things we can bring downtown. But I'm with Mrs. Hyde. How do we get our community back together in a nice place to have a cup of coffee and outdoor sermon of any of the churches, Getty's Park, just kids' night, movie nights, all the things that are going on. How do we build up on our current community? The development itself, Oceana Acres, is, I think we're at house 59 sold, 14 children. So, and a whole bunch coming, and one was born like a month and a half ago, and one was born 6 months ago. And, I mean, it's great. That's what we want to see, right? We want to see kids. We want to see new kids to the school system. We want to, and a lot of young families moving in. I think we have a young couple here tonight that are here from. Raise your hands if you have a house in the development. We're not going to. No, there you go. So 2 couples here from the development, and you know, I'm not picking on the development only because the development, I mean, is intimate to me because I'm part of that group building it, but that's why the developer, the nonprofit developer, is building it to bring people to our community, and we're building another park. You know, we're building a 5-acre park in the development, which is for the community. So one more community park to be used, right? So those are the type of things that, you know, connect us all. Great library. I've got Tiffany here. I was telling someone the other day that, you know, the greatest librarian in Michigan. I'm not kidding. If you guys know anything about libraries and what they do, we have the king and queen of libraries, right? We have a hospital. All these things that we have a Shelby State Bank. A lot of things that small communities don't have. So this is the last piece of the puzzle. And to be frank, I live in Shelby and I want to kick the rear end hard. So New Era, we're good. It's a great little community, but you know, we want to go to the next level.
And an example of, an example is right here, the meeting space that Chris was talking about, Rich was talking about. People can get together now downtown and they have a place to meet outside downtown. I mean, it's going to be cool.
Checkerboards, chessboards, you know, just any of that stuff.
Any other feedback, anything? Did you remember your question, sir?
As far as bringing people, you get the trail out here, which partner with Harvard and Bonnie, we're on the way, you know.
This isn't even working. It's not even like it's on.
Did you hear that, Phil?
What, the trail? Oh, you know that's on my list.
It's on his list. It's not our group. It's a different group. But it's on the list. What do we say? Not my job. But, it's a different group, and the village has identified that's an opportunity to bring people in. Bringing people in is a short-term thing to help boost the businesses, right? You want healthy businesses. You want lots of people shopping there. I shop in Hart, you know, all the time because I can't get it in Shelby. I'd rather be shopping in Shelby than shopping in Hart. But I'm better off shopping in Hart than shopping at Walmart, right? So I'm better off spending a little bit more money in the grocery store here than going to Walmart. So, you know, buy local, right? I mean, keeps the economic engine flowing.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Farmers market, look forward to.
The question was, is there a farmer's market? Not my team, but Kim Merton. It's your team. She's here. Is farmer's market on your radar?
I would love to have farmers market if we get people participating in it.
So the question is, why can't we partner with New Era and have 1 week in New Era, 1 week in Shelby? We've already put the two groups together now, so it kind of makes sense, right? And New Era's got a really nice farmer's market, and it's a great farmer's market. I mean, and the great person that runs it, to be frank,
Channel 1.
brings in music
It's
and
channel
all that
2
stuff.
before.
So can we kind of alternate between the two? Statistic, Oceana County is the largest growing region of asparagus in the United States. Just so we're clear. Statistic,
Testing.
Oceana County is the second largest growing region of Montmorency cherries in the United States. Statistic, we're the second largest growing region of apples in Michigan. We're number 7 in the U.S. I'm trying to think of any more statistics. We have the greatest 1 pound burger ever. Statistic. Guinness Book of
You
Records.
have all the statistics, and he's like, it's gonna be beautiful, there's gonna be pretty stuff all over town.
That's why we kind of took off where fruit meets the north, or where the north meets the fruit, or whatever it is, because we don't want to offend the asparagus growers. I mean, we're a very large asparagus growing region. It's the
This isn't working, so I'm just going to say, there was a question in the back, how is it going to
Yes,
affect
sir.
our taxes?
there's no millage on this. We're raising the village, Revasta Village, for some money out of their general fund. Hasn't been approved yet. The whole project is about $1.9 million. So we're in a fundraising mode. We have one funder, private funder, that has said that they will match every dollar that the village raises with grants, with appropriations. We have Senator Bumstead that we've hit hard for his final year in the Senate. We're going to hit him hard for some appropriation dollars towards the village. Phil and I have met with MEDC. We may look at a TIF that can support from the state. There's a bunch of options. What I don't want to do tonight, because there's a lot of council members, is nothing of that is written in stone, so we need to wait for Phil to come back to you with the proposal, because I don't want you to think that Phil's doing things behind your back. He's not. Okay, great.
Yeah, we get all the support.
Okay, good.
And we just have to be careful about deliberating, because there are village council members that just can't be part of, and then we're not violating anything, just have to watch it. Open
So in
meeting
answer
act.
to your question, there's no tax increase for this. There's no millage dollars. There's no additional tax dollars. There's no additional tax dollars to maintain this as compared to maintaining the current downtown. Same snow plowing, same everything.
Do you have a question? Sorry, this doesn't work, so if you just be loud, you can repeat it.
I like all the things I've seen so far, all the new stuff that's been added. My biggest concern or complaint would be if there's anything outside of this to make it more easily accessible from outside, not from a walking point, but like almost public transportation, more and more walking to it, like from the acres to be able to walk both acres, because at that point, that would be a benefit, because I'm gonna just drive 2 years, kind of.
Did you want to announce? Did you want to announce something?
No.
That responds to his concern. Dude.
You.
We're talking about the safe route.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see, it's just sorry.
I got you.
I know you got me. He's like having a blank moment.
Yes, so, we have and I'm gonna be very careful how I word this, a conditional commitment with, MDOT to have new sidewalks put in on 6th Street and State Street, which will connect with downtown, our downtown network, sidewalk network. So you could actually, from Shelby Acres, in end of 2027, assuming that we meet the conditional commitment and we are awarded the funds, you could walk from Shelby Acres all the way to the other side of, to 1st Street and walk downtown. So that's a big piece of it. Then you got the bike trail too. We have talked about that, and it's like phase 2, phase 3, making the bike trail piece connect to downtown in a more attractive way as well. So that's a big piece that's on my radar, and that's going to be one of the pieces that's going to follow this project. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. What other questions you have? Marilyn?
Okay, well, I have two, actually. It was hard to see where the Welcome to Shelby sign is going to be on the south end of town. The north end is going to be by the pizza place in Shelby State Bank, correct?
Yeah, it'd be in front of Shelby State Bank.
Right, so,
On the south side, it could be right in front of Butcher's.
okay, so it's not going to include the Brown Bear.
No, wait a minute. The south side is budget dependent,
Oh,
is budget dependent.
All of this is
so if you,
The
because,
south side was a nicety. I thought the new design had you going over to Brown Bear.
the newest one.
Yes.
see, that's what I was wondering, why that would not be included as a part of the downtown.
Oh, part of the downtown is 60 yards in either direction on every side street.
Okay. My other question is parking spaces. I see one of them, I think this one is where the pizza place is. And so you're going to be losing parking spaces in front of,
You lost 6 parking spaces.
Let's get
Third Street, 11th, and 4th Street, I was thinking.
You lost 6 spots, but you gained 12 spots on 4th Street. We're gonna do angle parking on 4th Street as part of this.
Which one's first?
On one side.
By the bank. On the other side of Pizza Factory.
Between the pizza factory and the bank.
There's room on one side of the road to do diagonal. You can't do diagonal on both sides. So the road is wide enough to do diagonal on one side.
We'll pick up more spaces.
Right, right here, that would be angled parking. It actually, there's an updated line, I guess I got an older one, that is angled parking here, there, here, and there, on third and fourth, but just one side.
You have 2 questions. Oh, you did 2. Okay. There's normally a third. Is there a third, Marion? Okay. I can say that because her son-in-law is my best friend. So.
What other questions? Comments? Anything else online?
We're open to everything. I like the suggestion of solar, thank you, because I agree with you, solar can hurt trunks, so there's gotta be a protector that we can put on the trunks. Tree.
So that's what the water catches, you know, the salt water.
Exactly,
Concrete water.
yeah. Yeah.
Would there be Wi-Fi available?
That's for the council to answer. It's not my job.
It is proposed, but
Question was, will there be Wi-Fi available? And my response was, not my job. It's for the council president and the council to vote on. Once the proposal comes from the CEO of Shelby. Yes, someone else. Yes, sir.
I was just curious, how many existing businesses are in Shelby, and what efforts are being made to attract additional businesses to the community?
It's a great question. I'll let the CEO answer that.
So Eddie was asking about how many existing businesses there are in downtown Shelby. Kind of a little bit depends on what you count as a business, but it's somewhere around 15. And what we're doing, I mean, as far as actively attracting, we do have this development team that's part of the implementation vision team. That their role is to look at trying to attract different businesses to come into town. That's still at the infancy stage. That group's still at the infancy stage as far as development. Part of it is honestly just seeing the energy and what we're doing here will attract businesses. We are also working with Oceana County Economic Alliance. I happen to be the chair of it right now. Our director's in the back there. He has his ear out for different businesses that would like, a new place to be. And so Shelby's always on the list of one of the possible places to be. I have a lot of conversations with people too. Just saying, hey, we're open for business. We want to thrive, and I just think that helps too. I'm very, get out there and I talk to people about seeing if they would come to town.
Curtis, you want to stand up?
This is Curtis. He's the man. He's responsible for economic development in Oceana County. Just today, because of this development, just today, the brownfield development site in Oceana County approved what they call Phase 1 dollars for 2 sites in Shelby for a developer to build more storefronts and apartments on the top of the storefronts. So
This one right here, and that one right there.
so the county approved those development dollars. It's, $25,000 to do the assessment, which is the assessment of the soil, assessment if there's essentially a phase 1, environmental and potential need of if there's a need for a phase 2, do a phase 2, which is to go ahead to build. So, but there's still more hurdles, so it needs to go in front of planning commission, needs to go in front of council. So there's steps that you need to follow, but because of this, and Curtis's hard work and CEO of Shelby's hard work, it attracted a developer to build 2 new sites. We would challenge the CEO that some of the sites where people are living in on the ground floor need to be enforced and become back to commercial, which is the way they should be, but it's all right. Yes,
We're
ma'am.
working on it.
Is it the one on the corner is dead, the empty lot by Den's Cafe?
It's actually 3 parcels.
And the one over on the other side, what is that? Is that what you old markers?
The old insurance building.
Okay.
What's currently
Okay.
Currently insurance, I don't know. There are 2 more questions. I'll repeat the question for online.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The question is, are they going to remove the building in 3rd and Michigan? Sorry? Not sure yet.
It's got that nice building, you got that false front.
You can't rebuild something that's nice and old looking? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They've got to do something with it. So either rebuild it, and the village has some really nice ordinances that require you to follow a facade program. You can't just build a pink building. You can't just build, 2050 modern rendering of whatever. You can't build an Aztec building. I mean, you've got to follow the guidelines, which is brick facades and sort of more of a traditional approach. So they restrict that. You can't just build whatever you want. Yes, sir. On the corner of, someone help me, I always get confused. What road is Shelby State Bank? Is that 3rd? That's 4th. Those poles are going to be removed. But that's actually going to be removed by the developer of the blank land. They don't want poles, so, yeah. Because they're putting 2 or 3 storefronts in front and 1 storefront on the side. And I can tell you, already expressed an interest, if it all gets approved. So the question was, can we get rid of the power poles? It is very expensive to get rid of the power pole. It's like $30-something thousand. Consumers do not cut you any slack. Per pole, exactly. This is what iGroup said, 30K per pole.
Behind the buildings, because it just doesn't look attractive. They said, yeah, $200,000. Like, that was his ballpark, but just to get rid of the power poles on one side of town, it's expensive.
This is my 3rd question for Richard. So you mentioned, one of you mentioned about tearing 1 or more buildings down that are downtown right now. Can you give any specifics on that?
No, and it wouldn't be the village doing it. It would be the private owner of the property. It wouldn't be the village. We don't own private property. We own certain parcels, but none of the parcels that we own is that what we're, looking at directly. Unless it was in arrangement with something else or something like that. But that's up to whoever owns that property. It's up to them. The village isn't going to come down and say, you have to tear this down. I'll say it that way. Anybody else?
Question about, if we're looking at bringing younger people into town and families and couples, are we interested in having a social district?
Okay, the question was about a social district in downtown Shelby, and that is something that it's been talked about loosely at different times, and right now it's there's nothing official that has been decided on that as far as going in that direction. We did talk about it as a village council maybe 6 months ago, and right now, we're not ready for that yet, but, you know, it's just a matter of seeing where that goes.
I mean, a great suggestion for the village council or for residents, if someone really wants a social district, is get it on the ballot and let the people decide. It's one of those tough questions. It's similar, when the township got hit with the marijuana question, we could have just rolled out marijuana legally. We're allowed to. And we're allowed to, you know, have a township that has marijuana stores and things like that. And we chose to go to get it on the ballot. And the people spoke and they said, no, the ballot won, right? So that would be a great referendum question. But it would take residents to get that ballot language and get XYZ voters of the primary election percent. I think it's 10% of the primary people who came out for the primary to sign the petition.
And there is a cost
Yes.
in putting that out.
A lot of it's part of a regular election.
But if you ask for a particular issue, the proponent has to pay for that.
So the township, if it's part of a regular election, doesn't charge. It would be a township. So the township holds all the elections. So if it was part of a regular election, then there would be no additional charge. If it was like a special election, it's polls rides about 10 grand.
Anybody else? Anybody online, Malcolm, have anything? Okay. What should we call it a night?
Going. Come on, not one more. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Oliver Mendez, and I have a background in interior design. Looking at the renderings look phenomenal, but my question is, what is the overall aesthetic, I guess, that Shelby's trying to achieve? Is it more of a modern look? Is it more modern rustic look? Because then I start thinking about the township and how it's full of agriculture, and it has a beautiful history. I guess, is it trying to look towards more of a modern look?
It's a great question, and you've got a great eye. So it's modern rustic. So it's a blend of, so if you go to the township park, it's agriculture, right? The question was, what, Senora Mendez, is that your name? I heard it right? Okay. Senora Mendez asked a question. She's an interior designer or has expertise in design. Asked, you know, what kind of a look were we going for? What, and she pegged it, which is modern rustic, is what the theme came out with. Everything we gave to the designers and their interpretation, and then we gave them a couple of towns to look at. New Era was one. They went to New Era. They went to Brighton, downtown Brighton. It's very similar if anyone's been to downtown Brighton. You still walk through downtown Brighton, you feel traditional, but you feel clean and modern as well. So that was the idea. So we stole shamelessly.
Move forward and stay true to Shelby, I think. was
What was
it.
that?
Move forward and stay true to Shelby. I think
Correct.
was kind of
Yes.
what that is.
Then Mrs. Heitkamp said, move forward and stay true to Shelby, and that's what we ended up with. Love that, thank you. Questions? I'm one of those finance guys that left brain, right brain works, so it's kind of weird. I get excited about design as well, so.
All right, well, I'll close this out. Thank you again for coming tonight. It means a lot that this means enough to you that you want to spend your night here. And Shelby it's moving up, and it's great. Again, even if you don't necessarily, as far as the partnership piece of things goes, even if you don't necessarily have the resources to make something like this happen by yourself, if you maybe know people that love Shelby, you love Shelby, and you can talk to them, it'd be very helpful, obviously, to get that match dollar for dollar. So please keep us in mind. We'd love to be connected with whoever that is. So thank you for your time, and have a great night. There's pizza. Yeah, there's pizza over there. Yeah, feel free to take some home, and some cookies and pop, and enjoy the rest of your time here. Thanks again for coming.